Before I met Alex, I was struggling massively with my sales. Business owners, they always think they need more leads, but actually sales is the biggest thing. I was struggling with my sales, wasn't able to convert, speaking to a lot of people, a lot of tire kickers, things wouldn't move forward. And then after I've partnered up with Alex to learn sales, my close rate increased from like 10% to 40%. Massive increase. And now I'm just getting so much more confident in my sales, speaking to prospects, putting proposals together, answering objections, and actually getting those deals signed and money in the bank. Crazy, massive transformation. In the past 7 days, I've already managed to close a 10K deal. That is a massively quick transformation, and it's all down to the experience that I've had from learning sales with Alex. You know, all of those things, you can try and find the information online, it's all gonna confuse you. So at the end of the day, what I realized I needed was someone to just streamline everything, walk me through it personally, and get me sorted out. And that's all down to Alex.
Hey guys, this is Julius, one of my clients. We've been working together now for 25 days, and I'll let him intro himself and his experience about working with us.
Hey guys, my name is Julius Fu. I'm the founder of worked.What. We sell AI solutions to professional services business across the US and the UK. And yeah, in the last 20 or so days, I've been partnered up with Alex to help myself with my sales. And it's just been an incredible experience.
Great, thank you so much for that. And tell us a bit more about what was your experience with selling AI solutions before you partnered with us?
Yeah, here's the thing. So before I met you, Alex, I was talking with so many prospects and wasting opportunities. And at that point, I knew that the biggest gap that I had was knowing how to actually execute the sales. And, you know, once we had our first conversation and I showed you the way that I was doing things, I think you and I uncovered so many different gaps in my scripting, in the way that I spoke with people, in the way that I had my tonality, even in my mindset. You know, and I realized over time at that point that I could go out online and watch YouTube videos, Instagram reels, all this stuff, and try and fix it all myself. But really what I needed was someone to help me streamline everything and tailor it to myself. So now, having gone through the process of learning everything with you in terms of how it was before compared to now, it's all solved. You know, I have all the scripts, all the questions to ask, all the mindsets to go into the calls, and my close rate is just increasing hugely as a result. And I'm super confident now.
That's great.
Huge results. So if I look back at our numbers, the close rate has increased from 10%, which is like kind of fine, but like it's a massive waste of opportunities if you think about it and how that scales over time. So it's gone from 10% close rate to now 40% close rate.
Wow.
Massive transformation. And then another result is, you know, in the last 20 days, I've actually been able to close a deal that I realized I probably wouldn't have been able to close had I not worked with you before. So that deal specifically is a $10.9 thousand project with a client and paid upfront deal, cash in the bank. Wouldn't have happened without you, Alex. So again, super grateful for all the support.
That's amazing. What's that 10.9K done for the business? Before you mentioned, I know when we started working together, you had to split up those kinds of payments. What kind of difference has it made getting that paid in full?
Yeah, so good question. Massive difference because, you know, once you're able to get that cash in quicker, I mean, you're able to reinvest faster in the business. So, I mean, it's not just being able to close in general, but it's being able to get all of what you want out of the deal, which is something like a paid upfront situation. Massive difference. So being able to reinvest in the business, getting that money in faster, you don't have to hunt for the next month's payment, the third month's payment, all of that jazz. So yeah, more money in the bank sooner, more money to reinvest in the business, more confidence in the business. Yeah, reinvest in team, reinvest in other resources, so many other things.
Amazing. And what have you found has been most valuable working with us in the last 25 days?
Yeah, good question. You know, here's the thing. So, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier, I felt like before I could piece together different strategies, different playbooks, different script templates. You know, with you, you have a process that is very airtight. And you walked me through that day one in terms of all the different 7 sections of what needs to go through what we call a discovery call. And when you have that structure and then are able to tailor it to my situation and how I communicate with my prospects and with people in my sales calls, then you just know what to do then when you're in those meetings. Massive value for me, because I feel like before, again, thinking back to before, I felt like I was kind of walking around in the dark.
Yeah.
And I had kind of, again, different frameworks and kind of one-liners all around, and you're kind of just grasping around during the sales call, discovery call with prospects. That was me. So again, through going through the first session with you, getting my scripts reviewed, my calls reviewed, that enabled me to get my process down, know what to say at what point during the call, and know what not to miss as well. You know, one of the things that you and I have gone through together, I remember you said to me, it's so easy to get lazy in sales. It's so easy. Like you can go through 6 out of the 7 things and just miss the 7th thing and then look back at the call and realize, okay, that was probably the reason why it didn't move forward. So just knowing that system, process, playbook, and going through it systematically and making it tailored so I know how to make it work for my business is making me feel confident in every sales call that I'm in now.
Amazing. And you've done other courses, communities before. What's been the difference of ours compared to the ones that you've been through before?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. So in other situations where I've invested in courses and communities, they try to teach you sales, lead generation, fulfillment, like just everything about your business. You know, with you, because we were most focused on sales specifically, I felt like I actually got this sorted out properly, because with everyone else, they just give you the surface level insights and they say, okay, this is something that's worked for like 10 other people, so it should probably work for you. And it probably hasn't been refined over time. I know that the strategies and the playbooks and the scripts that you have are being constantly revamped and updated and refreshed, the best in the market now. And again, because it's tailored to how I'm selling AI solutions specifically in the way that you know how that's best done in the market. That's specialist. That's not just some general sales training or business training, which can be across industries. It's very relevant to me. And again, unlike those other communities that were more general and surface level that I found before.
Yeah. And with that, of course, we've handled a lot of the sales piece. That was a big bottleneck for yourself, but there's also been some consultation around customer acquisition, lead generation. How have we supported you with that side for your AI business?
Yeah, massively. So this is a big topic because obviously sales was my biggest gap, but I mean, you guys have skills in other areas of the business as well. So lead generation, fulfillment, putting together proposals, all these other things, you know, helping us also with how we use AI in our business as well. I mean, all those areas are things now that can get outdated in the market really quickly that you guys are ahead of. And I know that because of the amount of time and effort that you're putting into to researching all these things. At the moment, you know, it's a fast moving space, but I'm confident because, you know, I've worked with you guys now for 20 days. I can see how fast you guys pivot to figuring out what the best tools are, what the best strategies are in the market now. And again, that's not only helping me implement those things into my business, but it's also helping me to support my clients with those things as well. So it's just value going straight out from me into my clients and just everywhere as a result of your help.
Amazing. And lastly, with the business itself, what are you forecasting now in the next month or so in terms of new deals, clients, demos?
Yeah, so Closed that one deal recently. I actually genuinely think they were on track to close another 3 deals in the next month, on top of what we
Amazing.
were going to close before. So, I mean, I'm going to have to do the maths on that in terms of revenue. If these become paid upfront deals, I mean, I'm not going to jinx it, but so our business right now, we're doing around 20K per month. If we actually closed another 3 deals on top of that, paid upfront deals, that would be 50K a month.
Amazing.
So that's what it would be. Again, I don't want to jinx it by saying that on camera and then not have it happen, but I know that it probably wouldn't have happened without your support, Alex.
Yeah.
So again, massive, massive thanks to you and all the insights that you shared, everything from top to bottom.
Yeah, it would be good to know for anyone listening, is like before how many deals on average per month were you closing? Were you even closing 1 deal per month before?
Yeah, I don't even think we were closing 1 deal a month. Definitely we're going to be closing 1 deal per month after working with you. Because here's the thing, as I said, we weren't doing those paid upfront situations before, and we were just relying on the recurring revenue from past deals we'd signed in previous months, which it is good to have the recurring, but also with some of these clients that we sign on, you never know if they're going to pay the next month, just because of that's business, right? So, to a degree, it was a risky situation to be in. So I'm feeling more confident now that that side of the business is de-risked because our client acquisition is now more dialed. That's basically it. You know, end to end. And again, I think we're not bad at lead generation and finding new leads and calls in the calendar. But again, going back to the sales, which is something that a lot of people miss, I think, genuinely, when they're investing in trying to figure themselves out. They think, I just need more leads, I need more volume, I need to speak to more people, get more calls in the calendar. I think genuinely, if I could speak to anyone else out there who's trying to fix their business, I would highly recommend that they look at the sales as well, on top of the lead generation,
Yeah.
specifically with this AI space as well, because it's needed. It's definitely needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially as it's becoming more commoditized, like you need to be able to stand out on your sales calls.
100%. 100%.
Perfect. And then last question from my side, if anyone's thinking about working with us, what would you say?
Yeah, well, if anyone's on the fence about this, like you have to join. Seriously. Like it's one of those things where you'll start and you'll realize immediately what you've been missing out on for a long time. And I always think about like the cost of inaction for me. If I just sat around and not invested and moved ahead to partner up with Alex and his team, I mean that's gonna have costed me all those deals. That's crazy. That's a lot of money. So
10.9K might not be there.
exactly. And all the future ones. So seriously, like there's absolutely no point in whoever you are listening to this to wait around. Definitely invest. Um, don't be uncertain about it because it will just cost you over time. And yeah, be confident with it because you'll be in very good hands working with Alex and his team.
Amazing. We'll round it off with that. Thank you so much for doing this.
Okay, perfect, Alex. Yeah, it's good to see you.